Tell us what you're gonna do tonight, Mama. Alright, let's take a look. No. Wrong sport. No. Wrong season. Too small. Pretty nice. Kind of beat up though. Yes.
Hi, it's John and welcome to Cycling on a Shoestring. And if you're watching this video, you may have got a notification. That means you subscribed to the channel, or you've just come to find out about my latest purchase, the Shimano RC7 road shoe. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right off the top. John, cycling on a shoestring, these shoes are pretty expensive. They are. In Canadian dollars, I paid about $315 for these. But let me explain first of all. My last pair of shoes, another pair of Shimanos, the R170s, I purchased almost 7 years ago. And I think maybe at the time I paid about $250 for them. So I've invested probably $30 to $40 a year in my feet. And let's face it, you don't have a lot of places where you touch your bike. You sit on the saddle, you can control how comfortable you are with that when it comes to your saddle or your shorts or your bike positioning. You touch your handlebars, you can get some good gloves for that. Again, bike positioning is very important, but you're always pushing down with your shoes. That's why it's important to get a good pair, get a comfortable pair, get the right shoe for you. We're going to find out if this one is the right shoe for you. It's a lot different from my last pair. I'm going to do a comparison to the R170s, something I've been wearing a long time, which I was very happy with. And we'll find out if this is something that interests you if you're a road cyclist and you're cycling on a shoestring.
I thought the best way to look at these shoes would be to put on the shoe cam and you can take a close-up look at them. I really like these shoes. First of all, I love that they're just all black. My last shoes had some red and white on them. You can see them right here, which I like as well. And red, black, and white's my thing, it seems. My bike is the same, and I like that color. But I like that these are straight up black. I think they come in white as well. You can get them in some other colors, but black works for me perfectly. The difference between this shoe and this shoe, and as you can see, they're both 46. They're both Shimanos. People often ask me why I wear Shimano shoes, because there are so many other brands out there that people are picking up these days, be it Giro or Northwave or different types of shoes. I wear Shimanos because of the toe box. They give me more room up here, and that's one thing about Shimanos. They do give you more space in the toes. They're not that narrow European styling that cramps my feet because I have very wide feet. So if you have wider feet, you might want to look at Shimanos. There are some other brands that you can buy that might fit you better. Always check them out at a store, and that way you'll get what fits properly, because that's what's really important when it comes to shoes. The other thing that's really different about this, as you can see, this is more of a, I would say, a satin finish, a softer looking finish. This is very shiny, as you can see, and I was kind of concerned about this initially because I thought this, once it got messy or dirty, it wouldn't clean up very well. But these have been in the rain a couple of times and have got pretty dirty. All I did was come home, I took a paper towel and wiped them down, and they look almost brand new. They've been ridden about 5 or 6 times, so I've had enough riding on them. It took me a while to get the cleats in the proper positioning. I still might move them back just a little bit. If you haven't put cleats on shoes before, check it out. Maybe somebody at a bike store can help you with that. I know where they need to be because I've been riding with them a long time. They feel like they're just maybe a millimeter too far on the toe for me, so I might move them back a bit. But overall, I think they're positioned pretty good for my pedal stroke. The other big difference here is the way that they fasten. This has got the Boa fastener on it. You can see Boa written on there. This has your Velcro straps and this ratchet strapping. Now, a lot of people slag on these ratchets. I really like them. I've never had any problems with these. I think that they can be adjusted pretty nicely, but you even get more adjustment when it comes to the Boa. with that click. I mean, you can tighten them up real tight and they're not going to move. And again, that's something else that's different with these. What I found with these ones is I would tighten down the Velcro straps really tight when I got on them, but after you ride with them a little bit, they sort of relax and they give your toes a little bit more room. When you tighten up this one down here, it tightens and it stays that way. So initially when I was riding with them, I found that I felt my feet cramping a little bit, and that's simply because there's no relaxation in the toes after you get out and ride with them. So I found myself adjusting them just a little bit, loosening them up so I was more comfortable in them, and I think I found the exact dialed in, literally, a spot for these shoes. The other thing about this, and something I learned after I purchased them, apparently these Boa Twist Knobs come in two different styles. I think there's Boa 1 and Boa 2. Now, Boa 1 only adjusts tighter. You cannot loosen these ones by twisting in the opposite direction. The only way you can loosen them is by pulling the little knob out, and then it loosens the shoe, right? And then it can relax the shoe a little bit, push it back in, and then you can tighten it again. So these do not go both ways. I really don't care. Personally, if I'm out on the road and my shoe's a little bit too tight, I pop that out. It pretty much loosens it the way I want it. I pop it back in, and I'm ready to go once again. The other thing about this, which was really important to me, I don't know if you can see, this one's probably pretty worn down on this shoe. And actually, you can see it right there. It says stiffness 10 right there. Okay, so that's the stiffness of the carbon fiber sole on this, and Shimano has a stiffness up to 12, so this is pretty stiff. You can get them 7, I think, below that as well. They're pretty stiff soles on them, but not so stiff that they're going to be uncomfortable. If you're, maybe an amateur racer, this would be perfect for you. If you're wanting to be even better or you want something stiffer, you can go to 12, but 10 is perfect for me. So I was able to get these ones as well. This is stiffness 10. I didn't want anything any more flexy than that. I mean, these are pretty darn solid and stiff carbon soles on them. A lot of people complain that this isn't a replaceable heel piece on here. I mean, I've got the same thing on this shoe. I haven't worn it down. People say sometimes you'll have to replace it because you're walking around in them so much. If you're walking around and wearing that down so much, I think you're wearing them a lot, and maybe you shouldn't be walking quite as much. You can get some covers or something or put on your regular shoes. That's not an issue with these shoes at all. I find that there's plenty of ventilation in here as well. You can see the holes. And of course, you've got this screen part on the bottom, which lets some air in. So overall, I think it's an absolutely beautiful shoe. I wear a 46, so when I wear Shimano shoes, 46. I can buy them. They'll instantly fit me. I have Shimano mountain bike shoes as well. Again, sizing is important, and Shimano seems to fit me the best. That's why I go with them pretty much all the time. Let me put them on, and you can take a look and see how they look. Pretty impressed with this shoe. And again, a little over $300, but this is an investment, a purchase plus an investment at the same time. Okay, so let's just take a look. We'll put them on. I've just snapped the Boa out. Now, they're a little snugger to put on because you can't really release that all the way with the Velcro straps. You can pull them right open like this. You just pop this in, and then you turn towards the outside. And if you've ever worn these types of shoes, you can tighten them up, and you can get them pretty darn tight. We'll put the other one on as well, and you can take a look at them on your feet. Decide if this is something you'd like to invest in as well. But there you go. I mean, it's just that simple. I love the look of them. I love the all black look of this shoe. I think they look fantastic. And again, if you're out on the road and you find they're just a little bit too tight, you just pop that and it loosens right up, pop it back in, and there you go. If you want to tighten it a little bit more, just do that. And so that's not an issue. Boa 1, Boa 2, these work great, and you can snug them down and they're going to stay on. The other thing you want to know about these is the heel cup. Now, if you're out riding and you've had shoes, and I've had enough pairs of shoes over the years, as you can see, sometimes you get shoes that they don't hold properly on your heel. So when you're up, maybe you're out of your saddle and you're powering your way up a hill, the shoe will move up and down on your heel. I haven't had that issue with these shoes at all. They stay put, they do not move, and they're going to give you plenty power to your pedals while you're out riding. So they're great shoes. Love them, love them, love them. Again, it's an investment. It's going to cost you a little bit to purchase these. And again, you're going to have to get yourself some cleats, which, maybe $15, $20, $25, depending on where you're buying them. But overall, this is a great purchase. And I'll be looking at these for a long time because probably 5 or 6 years down the road, I'll be buying some new ones. My old shoes did have a little bit of life left in them. They were getting pretty beat up, and the toes were starting to cave in on these ones a little bit, so I was starting to feel it on the toes, so I invested in them. If you're going a little bit lower, don't worry about these straps. And these ratchets, I like them. If this is a little bit too expensive or something you're not interested in, and your next shoes you put on, they feel really good and they have a ratchet, go with this. I think this works great. This has been a really great shoe for me. They've taken a bit of a beating over the years, but it's really nice to put something new on your feet, something really comfortable, very important if you're out on your bike.
Thanks a lot for watching Cycling on a Shoestring. I hope I covered all the bases with the shoes. If you have any questions, be sure to ask below. Now, I just wanted to give you a heads up on a ride I'm doing this week, something you may want to do if you're in Alberta. I do a ride every year from Banff, Alberta to Lake Louise, and on the way out of Lake Louise, I make a right-hand turn and go to Moraine Lake, and then I go back to my car over towards Banff. It's a fantastic ride. It's about 130 to 140K. If you're ever in Alberta and you're in the Banff area and you're a cyclist, park on the Bow Valley Parkway right at the entrance. Go down the parkway. It's a fantastic road to ride on, very light traffic, and it's only 60 kilometers an hour through there. And you're going to love Lake Louise, you're going to love Moraine Lake, and you'll actually get in and see those places because they're so busy. Going by car is not the way to do it. So if you're in Alberta, check out that ride. I'll post a link below as soon as I get that ride done. Thanks a lot for watching. If this was a helpful video to you, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell as well for notifications. I appreciate you watching Cycling on a Shoestring.